Hey, welcome back, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday with us. We're serenading you, but ever so often, we take a little break from the serenading as we bring you an NGC specific segment. Our partners, NGC, they continue to do some wonderful stuff within various communities across the nation, and also some important national efforts when it comes to sport. NGC, they've sponsored and supported the National Athletics Association here in Trinidad and Tobago for quite some time, the N3s, and I have two members representing NGC and one representing the N3s with me this morning, as they are getting set to launch joint venture of one of their developmental programs. So let me introduce who I have on set this morning with me. Closest to me, the lovely lady here is Natalie Phipps, and she is out of NGC, and she has the big responsibility of corporate social responsibility. You must be paid a lot of money. Corporate social responsibility. Next to her, the gentleman is Mr. Kabir Hussain, and he is out of the N3s and well, not newly appointed, because you've been appointed about a year now. The CEO of the N3s.
Yes, thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being here, guys. So, as I said, I've known NGC supporting sport and track and field, I think in particular, because I know this merger and this association has been around for some time. The developmental levels, I think, is where NGC wants to go. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that, because I know the Right on Track program, which was sort of focused towards developing the preteen, which is such an important. We tend, because of my sport background, we tend to ignore that and only wait when they reach to that senior level and then start to fix mistakes that was happening way before. So I think that's so important. Tell me about that.
So in 1999, NGC would have developed NGC Right on Track program, which is a coaching program for track and field and basketball. It's developmental, and we targeted the ages 8 to 18 years.
Right.
At first, we went around to schools, but because of the transportation issues and stuff, we decided to do it as a caravan to communities. And we have been doing it for 19 years.
Wow, so long already.
Yeah, 19 years. So we go around to different communities, institutions like YTC, St. Mary's Home, and we deliver the fundamentals of track and field and basketball.
Take qualified coaches into the communities.
Qualified coaches also. So we have 7 qualified coaches for basketball and 7 for track and field. Right. We use to end the caravan.
This is done year round, Natalie?
Year round.
Oh, wow.
Year round.
So
from January to December.
Right.
And we also have other components of the program, which is coaching, education, and club development,
right,
which we will be working with entries to develop that further.
So, and all that you just described falls under the Right on Track program.
Yes.
That has been in existence for, as you said, 19 years. Guys, I know, Mr. Hussain, that you all would have been very, very thankful to NGC based on the partnership and what they brought to the table, because you can't reach the young targets, the next Jerome Richards. You can't reach them unless this effort happens.
Exactly. So we are extremely grateful. Now at the N3s, we have numerous programs that were introduced several years ago, and we have identified long-term athlete development as one of our key focus areas. The key being long-term.
Right.
We, as a nation, often look for quick fixes and podium finishes, but these things come from grassroots. It has to begin somewhere. There are a lot of technical terms. We have done a fair amount of educating. We have educated ourselves, our coaches, and so forth. So we begin at the active start and fundamental movement skills level. So we have introduced a kids athletics program roughly about 6 years ago. Our coaches and administrators have been actively participating in the Right on Track program, as you alluded to, that deals with preteens. And in preparing or structuring a developmental pathway, it was a fantastic synergy in merging the kids athletics program in the Right on Track. And then we already have the youth development program amongst our clubs. And as you have seen, our high performance athletes are doing fairly well. Now, simultaneously or alongside our high performance athletes, what about those persons who just wants to be active for life? We are creating a system of inclusion, no longer exclusion. So guys like us who are former sportsmen who just want to participate,
No,
there's a pathway.
I'm not trying to get to the Olympics.
You just want to have fun, be active for life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
There is a pathway.
Serious.
So going back to the marriage and the merger of kids athletics into Right on Track, Kids Athletics is that's a grassroots level program where we focus on the fundamental movement skills, run, jump, throw. Where Right on Track begins to introduce some of the sport-specific skills.
Yeah.
So this is where they learn the difference between acceleration, deacceleration, lateral movement, middle distance, long distance. Instead of just throwing, we go into some of the techniques of throwing, the techniques of jumping, and so forth. So it really has proven to benefit us as an association in our performance pathway, but there's some intangible things. The Right on Track program, in looking at some of the data, would have touched 16,000 athletes. The Kids Athletics program would have touched about 10,000 athletes. Now, this would have translated within the last 3 years to significant growth in our participation. Looking back at data from 2015 to 2017, we have received a 45% increase in participation.
Because of what the merge will now do.
Yeah.
So
Bring everybody.
it's bringing persons through the pathway, and they're learning the key skills and developing good ethics, which is a major problem in youth development. And if we try to instill discipline, understanding of the rules and regulations at that teen age, where you've already developed those bad habits, it isn't recommended. So at the Right on Track stage, in addition to the sport-specific skills, there's the understanding of rules, respecting, in this case, it would be technical officials. Football will be a referee or so forth. And we are seeing that is something that's degrading.
Yeah.
So the program is a holistic program. You know, not only deals with sport-specific things, as I mentioned before, but we are taking a holistic approach. Yet again, we thank NGC for assisting financially. They also provide a lot of human resource capacities for us as an association. And when we also learn things from basketball learns from us.
Right.
The reach of the program gets in the areas that we are unable to.
So in other words, that just jumped out at me. In other words, because you said basketball and athletics, the programs sort of entwined, basketball and athletics sort of.
Kids Athletics program, because the fundamentals, run, jump, throw.
So it's basket, it's everybody.
Any sport. It can go
At that point, you can choose
Yes.
if I like basketball, if I like jumping, if I like sprinting. Okay, nice. And that's cool because you know open yourself up, as I said, to a wide cross section of young people interested in the sport.
And at that age group, the key is to have fun, you know, Joel.
Yeah. The first thing is to have fun.
To have fun.
Yeah.
And anything can happen from there.
Yeah.
And it's a safe, comfortable environment. You know, get them playing and moving. You know, right now, Ministry of Health has launched a campaign, or in the process of launching a campaign to combat childhood diabetes, obesity, and so forth. And I mean, we are only in 6 communities at this point in time. I mean, it would be ideal if we could get into all of these school districts in Trinidad and Tobago. We are putting mechanisms in place. So this merger, which will be launched on the 24th of this month,
which is Wednesday,
Yes.
or this coming Wednesday,
is the beginning of an evolution where we are going to have a developmental pathway with the support of NGC. We are the technicians to try and develop Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, track and field will be an outcome, but we really and truly need to get people moving and having fun.
And teaching young people life skills, because I always say you learn through sport, you learn life skills.
Yes.
I just quickly, I want you to end because I've heard I've heard these developmental programs over the years, some startup. And I'm just so happy that this already has been going on 19 years in the background. And I think you can see the success, especially through athletics. I mean, athletics has been constantly providing, top athletes that represents us, right? So how is it and how far-reaching over that 19 years have you all seen that evolution of young men, young boys and young girls have fun, and then go all the way into, because 19 years is a young generation that can develop and grow.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that with your own eyes and recognize that this young person started back in the year 2000?
We would have seen it with the Benjamin brothers.
Right.
We have seen it with Sherman Alsop.
Right.
We have done restored 7 clubs and 7 school clubs also, and through those clubs you would have seen athletes that would have just been sensitized to the program, pick it up and went further with it. We have not been able to track all the data, and that is what we are partnering with entries also to do the database and to track those athletes.
Right.
Because continuity has always been a part of the program that we have been stumbling with. But with the merger, I think we can concretize that will take place.
Nice. Is it that, guys, quickly be that folks, parents listening, can bring their children once this thing is launched on Wednesday? How do parents get their children involved?
It's free of charge. It's free of charge. We use the social media and also the print radio to advertise the program.
So you just need to know which community.
We are working through the education districts.
Okay,
we are working through the education districts
right.
to do some sensitization and getting the program out there for us also.
And that's
a good catchment.
Yeah, that's
at
the primary school level, at the primary
secondary school level on a weekend. We also do during the week and on
a weekend.
So the weekend is open to your community.
Nice, yeah. Any final words?
And once the young persons, male and female, are interested and are having fun, we can feed them into the club systems now, both track and field and basketball. So there is a pathway.
Kabir, just songs like this sounds so fantastic on paper. I mean, I really hope that it materializes as we go along.
Let me give you one major success.
Yeah.
This last season, 2017, we hosted the NACAC Age Group Championship.
Yes.
We won team gold medal. Four out of the 6 participants from Trinidad and Tobago are products of this developmental pathway.
Nice.
13 and 14-year-olds that have been a part of that 19-year program. So we have tangible successes. That's just one amongst the many.
Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Such a pleasure having you. Such a pleasure. N3 and NGC, perfect marriage, I think, over the course of the years, and doing some fantastic stuff with regards to that program. The official launch, you see, I still have some skills there. Well, the official launch takes place, guys, on this Wednesday, the 24th, where the Right on Track and the kids athletics program will become one, and as I said, create future athletes for us to be very, very proud of and stand up as that red, white, and black. And the anthem plays. Yeah, that's what we all want, huh? We take a short break. We're coming back. Cup of Joe continues right after this.